This week, Donald Trump lost a defamation lawsuit that he had filed against the Washington Post for the second time in a month. Back in February, U.S. District Judge Rudolph Contreras dismissed a lawsuit that Donald Trump had filed against the Washington Post. He filed it all the way back in 2020. And it was about their reporting of the Mueller investigation many years earlier. He sued them for defamation for reporting on the news of the day. He also sued them over an op-ed, which was an opinion piece in the paper. The judge threw that out entirely back in February because opinions are 100% protected by the First Amendment. But the judge actually did something interesting with the other part of the lawsuit. In February, he told Trump and his lawyers, listen, you guys haven't shown actual malice, therefore, I can't even proceed with this lawsuit. I got to throw it out, but I'll give you a chance. I'll give y'all a chance. You can go back, rewrite it, refile it, and we'll go from there. But you got to prove, an actual instance where they did something that wronged your client. So Trump's lawyers have to go back to the drawing board. Okay, all we got to do is prove that they lied. And the judge put a deadline on us, so we just gotta prove they lied. All right, here we go. And then the deadline passed, and Trump's lawyers couldn't come up with a single instance that would indicate that the Washington Post intentionally lied about Donald Trump with their reporting on the Mueller investigation. So his lawyers fumbled that big time. The judge didn't have to give them a second chance. He could have dismissed it at the time with prejudice, saying you can't ever refile this. But the judge was nice. The judge was like, listen, I'm going to give you a second chance. All you got to do is show that they knew they lied, okay? Which, of course, is the grounds for a defamation lawsuit to begin with. You bring evidence of that, or you bring anything to me that suggests that could have happened, and we'll proceed. I mean, the judge is basically hand-feeding them this is all you gotta do. Come on, guys, you can do it. And his lawyer's just well, I don't know. I mean, we tried. We couldn't come up with nothing. I don't know if his lawyers talk like that. I'd like to imagine they do. And that's the end of it. His lawyers were so bad that they filed a lawsuit knowing they had no evidence, and then when given the second chance to come up with any piece of evidence, one piece of evidence, they still couldn't do it. Do you know why that's a big problem for Donald Trump and his legal team? Because now it opens the door for the Washington Post to go ahead and hit him with a slap suit and possibly recover the attorney's fees that the Washington Post did incur from having to go through filings and things like that with this particular lawsuit. Which is why, by the way, you don't just file defamation lawsuits willy-nilly like Donald Trump loves to do. He's still got another one pending against the Washington Post over the Bob Woodward tapes. But your lawyers now could be facing a very serious problem, Donald, just like pretty much every other lawyer that has also represented you. Because you made them go to court with no evidence. And now the lawsuit was tossed because there was no evidence. But the Washington Post did incur costs, and they 100% under the law are now free to recoup that from you in a slap suit. So be careful, Donald. You're treading on thin ice here, buddy. You keep putting your lawyers in horrible positions, and if you keep doing that, no decent lawyer in this country will be willing to represent you for anything. Even if it's a parking ticket, any good lawyer in this country will eventually have the sense that getting in bed with Donald Trump doesn't end well for anybody. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.